Hello everybody, in today's video we're going to be checking out this 3x3. It's the SenHuan Mars S 3x3. It's the new and improved SenHuan Mars. I wasn't a huge fan of the first one. It wasn't my main, and I've had this for a couple of days. I've been solving on it quite a bit. This one's not going to be my main either, but there are some good things to say about this. Also, the packaging was pretty cool. It kind of reminds me of the GTS when it first came out. It comes in this package here, and we've got these things here. I don't know what they call them, the break-in tool or something. Why wouldn't you just break your cube in by solving it? And then the top section here actually has a place where you can put stuff. In this case, it is the booklet. Now I don't see any other thing that you would put in there, so I personally won't use that. But the puzzle itself is very nice. It's extremely smooth. It's not bumpy at all. Super nice. It hardly ever locks up on me. I've never had a corner twist. Like it's actually fairly hard to twist this with my hand. And when I go like this and I start twisting it, I actually feel pieces back here moving. So like the restriction goes all the way through the puzzle. So I don't think that it's going to corner twist during solves. It's never done that for me. I don't know about you guys. Also never had a pop on this thing either. So, I mean, why are we even talking about it these days? But it is something to mention. But yeah, I've never had a pop with this, and I'll show you why. Because it does have really nice, you know, anti-pop mechanism right there that goes under the corner. I mean, it's the usual stuff. It's definitely not the best design out there, but it works, and I've never had a pop because of it. So straight out of the box, this cube turned fantastic. It came a little bit pre-lubed, not over-lubed like some of them do either, not under-lubed. It's actually really nice, and I find that it's an easy way to tell if it's got just enough lube is when you do they line up. And this one, like as you can see, lines up pretty much perfect. And even if it didn't, it cuts like amazing in any direction anyways. So out of the box, this thing is great. I haven't had to do anything to it. Tensions were good, lube was good, performance is good. The middle slices on this are really nice as well. Everything flows really smooth. I don't have any problems with any kind of algorithms at all, but I definitely don't get my average on this, and it may just be because I'm using, you know, black cubes with stickers these days, or the performance just isn't quite where I'm at. I mean, it's really smooth, everything works great, but for me, I'm just not getting my average. It slows me down by about a second. I mean, it's not bad at all. I would use it as a backup, I could say that. So there's only one written review on the cubicle.us, and it says, the original SenHuan Mars is already like a Dianma trying to get a revolution, which failed. It locks a lot, and it catches much. The S1 is better, but still for 13 I'll get a Yan 3. Okay, so I'm not sure if English is that person's first language or not. Either that or it just didn't make any sense. Now I somewhat agree with that review, but I don't at the same time, because this thing doesn't really lock on me at all. It barely catches at all. I mean, it does sometimes, but like so little that it's not an issue. And I don't think that they were trying to make a revolution with this cube. Actually, I don't know if I can say that. I think every cube is trying to be revolutionized these days, unless it's a budget cube. And this one does come in at 13 bucks. So it's, to me, it's an intermediate type of cube. I think that really fast solvers could definitely maybe get close to their average with this, but I don't think it's going to be what they choose to use. To me, it's a little bit, it's a little tiny bit unstable feeling, but at the same time, it's workable. All right, guys, so let's take a look at some of the solves with this puzzle. So my only real gripe with this cube, and it's hardly a gripe at all, is the catching that I've mentioned. It hardly ever happens, but it happens in such a way that is different than most other puzzles that I've tried. Because this puzzle is a bit spongy feeling, like it's stable, but it feels a little bit unstable in my opinion. When you turn a layer and it catches or locks up on you, in most cases, other puzzles will, you know, it'll stop. You won't be able to turn anymore, and you'll notice the lockup. Well, on this one, because it's like a spongy feeling type of puzzle, when it locks up, you still feel like you've done the move. It goes through a little bit, your finger comes off of it, and it snaps back to where it was. But if you're doing algorithms at a fast pace, you don't really realize that has happened until the end of the algorithm. And that happened to me actually on the very last solve of these 5, where I did a D move at the end of my algorithm, at the end of my solve, and I was sure that my solve was done, and I threw the cube down and stopped the timer, and no, I DNF'd it. And you'll see that in a second. But, I mean, that rarely ever happens. It's just a weird feeling when this puzzle catches. It tricks me into thinking it hasn't, until it's done. But you can get some pretty good solves on this. Like this one here is a 13-second solve. So it's not a terrible cube. I'm not getting my average with it. Overall though, like I don't mind the way it feels. It's just, it's got its own thing. I don't know, I'm stuttering now, but the only word I can really describe it is it feels a little bit spongy. Now, if you guys have that, do you agree with that? All right, everybody, so my overall impression of this cube is that it's pretty good. It's not gonna be like my main, it's not world class, you know, level cubing or anything like that. But it's definitely really good for people that are, say, like, you know, like 17 seconds or slower or anything like that. Anything faster than that, and I only say that because I was once 17 seconds, and I get around 16, 17 with this, pretty much. So, I mean, and I'm about a 14 to 15 second solver. So overall, it's a good cube, it's a good price, and the quality of the plastic is kind of like in between. I don't know how I feel about it, to be completely honest. I think there's better out there, but there's also worse out there too. So again, this comes in at $13 if you'd like to get it. Links at the top of the description. You can get it cheaper than that if you use coupon code CrazyBadCuber at checkout. Anyways, guys, thanks to the Cubicle for sending me this, and thanks to you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on my next video.